One of the most powerful things you could do is die. You just gotta die. You gotta die. Just die. Like the brain, when aspects of your brain dies, you get back to source, you get back to God. Does that make sense? Like you're not in the way anymore. Life, we learn stuff, we gather stuff from life, we learn stuff from life. And through learning stuff through life, from our parents, from society, from our teachers, from storybooks, from the movies, we now have perception on reality, and perception on reality is belief. It becomes belief, and when we have belief, we have construct. When we have construct, we have reality. And so ego is creating reality. When you dismantle ego, you dismantle reality, and then you can create new perceptions which lead to new realities, right? It leads to new realities. Can you see how that works? Like it's really interesting because the mind is very judgmental. We can have a negative thought, right? And then the negative thought, we now become aware of that negative thought, which isn't true awareness, by the way. We become aware of the negative thought. I'm feeling like this right now. And then what you do is you now judge that thought as negative. So the ego is now, you seeing the ego, seeing itself, and it's trying to change something, that you're experiencing right now. And then you're kind of fucked when that happens because it's just a constant loop. And in order to raise your vibration and transcend that, you have to go to God level awareness, which is further back, like go further back, which is, it's love. And even saying that it's love isn't God level awareness, because God level awareness is it's just flat. Eckhart Tolle talks about presence, and I don't think a lot of people understand presence the way that he's actually talking about it. The way that he's talking about it is silence. Like if you can walk through a park and not see a tree as a tree, then you're in God level awareness. Because a tree is ego. If you think about it, we labeled it something. Us, brain, ego, labeled it something to help with language and communication and stuff like that. But really, tree is grass is, it's like we got separation. This is grass, this is tree, this is rabbit, this is squirrel, right? This is the bird, this is the swing, right? But categories. That's not reality, right? We all know intellectually, a lot of us know that everything just is one thing because scientifically it's proven that everything is one, right? We know this scientifically, we know this intellectually. When you do things like ayahuasca, plant medicine, I've also heard when you do 5-MeO, DMT, magic mushrooms, right? They all seem to have like a similar like message. It's just like oneness, And you actually genuinely get to feel, these things, especially if you put the intention to feel those things, right? You get to feel and experience it. Sometimes when you go into deep levels of meditation, right, you disappear. You can't even feel your own body anymore. You disappear. I don't know if you've been that deep into meditation before, but you literally disappear and you are connected and merged in with nature, with life. This is God level presence. From that space, in fact, Dr. Joe Dispenza has a few meditations that allow you to get to that God level presence, emptiness, everything disappears. And he has frequencies to support with that. Once you get to that space, that is where you now create from. And so your ego needs to die. Ego death. Killing killing certain parts of your ego creates room for new things to show up in your life. Think about it. The less perspective and judgment and control and belief that you have, the more it makes room for new things to show up in your life. I'll give you a great example, right? We oftentimes think we know what we want in a romantic relationship. I want this guy, I want to have this, da, 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 da. And then the guy that you fall in love with sometimes is someone completely different. Yeah, and sometimes it's something that you would have never imagined as well. And sometimes we have goals of people that we want to help and the money that we want to make in the business and stuff like that. And it actually doesn't even turn out the way that you thought it was. Your heart took you somewhere else, or God took you somewhere else. And it's much bigger and much better, much more aligned with your truth and what you're here to do. And so the relationship that you have with is, or God, or the Most High, or Jesus, or Allah, or Krishna, or whatever name or level you want to put in it, your relationship with that is understanding that you can always go back home to that space. But also one thing I invite you to do is dismantle or have ego deaths, right? Get into environments and spaces where you can become aware of how you are judging, how you have these perspectives and beliefs that prevent you from propelling forward, from accelerating forward into the life that you want and the life that God wants for you. Because I believe it's yin yang, right? There's a life that you want and then there's a life that God wants for you. Oftentimes the life that you want, the ego resists against what God wants. And then it's like this battle. And then you face challenges and experiences and all of this stuff because God's trying to show you, you need more of this. You're ignoring and your ego's controlling too much. It's identifying with the goal, with the manifestation, with the thing that you want in your life way too much. And it's taking you off track. It's taking you away from your truth. Law of attraction, law of attraction is a law. It's God's law. So why are we not working with God? You see, why are we trying to focus on so much on what the ego wants and what the ego's learned from our upbringing, all of these things and everything that we've learned? And so when you get into the heart space, you learn what you truly want, and then you can tie in what the ego wants with what God wants or what truth wants. Now you're working in synergy, yin and yang energy. And we all know yin and yang energy is what creates life. We have a male and a female, they come together, they have sex, that's what creates a new life. With animals, it's the same thing, right? So if that's the case, we can do this also with what the ego wants and what the heart wants, with what the ego wants and what God wants. And synergizing the two. And stop fighting. Go back to God level awareness. And so I have an alchemy membership program. It's called Alchemy. And in that program, I teach people to heal their heart. And deprogram the mind, deprogram perspectives and beliefs and identities. It's really powerful stuff. And it's changing people's lives. We have tons of testimonials. But if you want to get access to that, it starts with the free energy reading and the manifestation diagnosis session. This program will transform your life, and it comes back with a double your money back guarantee. So it works. Okay. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I appreciate you for watching this video. Keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.